Rev up your engines! Now here's a Nissan Altima the guy bought 3 years ago. And he gave me a warning I'm going to share with you about not getting ripped off by car dealerships. He had the deal all set up. He had an Altima before, and it got totaled, and he got like $11,500 for it. It was the other person's fault. So he likes the Altimas. He does a lot of delivery. He likes how they handle. He likes their good gas mileage. He likes them overall. He went and got this one. Everything was set up. This wasn't a Nissan dealer now. This was a private car dealership. And once it was all set up, he's all ready, and a different guy, who he'd never seen, brings him the paperwork, and he reads it. They're charging him $3,000 extra for a warranty. The guy's telling him, oh, this is a great warranty. And he was like, I don't know if I want to spend $3,000 for this warranty. And so the sales guy says, don't worry about it. You have 30 days. You can cancel it if you want. So he goes and talks to his father after he bought it, and the father said, nah, I don't think that was such a good idea paying $3,000 for that warranty. So it says in the contract, you can cancel it within 30 days. He says, no, give me my $3,000 back, I don't want it, right? And the guy says, well, we don't do that. You gotta contact that warranty company for it. So he contacts the warranty company. And what does the warranty company say? You can't cancel that after 30 days. That's nonsense. Go to page blah, 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 and read the fine print. So he goes and reads the fine print, and it says you can't cancel the contract. Well, the sales guy obviously lied to him. This is why you can't believe a word that comes out of the sales guy's mouth. You gotta read the contracts. On the other hand, we all got phones, right? Put your phone on record. I got mine's simple, a little button record. Stick it back in your pocket, right? When a guy's talking to you, he says, don't worry, you can cancel it. Guess what? When they say you can't, you got the recording. You go to his boss and say, he told me I could cancel this thing. I got it on recording. My lawyer says I can sue you for triple damages. You want to give me my $3,000 back, or shall we take you to court and you'll pay 9 plus court costs, right? You got to have backup these days because these guys are scumbags. They'll tell you everything. Oh, don't worry, it covers everything. Everything's free. No. Now, he's almost done with the 3 years, and he hasn't had to use it yet, so really that was $3,000 pissed down. The only hope was if the CVT transmission went out, they'd fix it, but he doesn't have much left, and it's working fine now, so it was pretty much a waste of money, and they lied to him. So, always, when you're dealing with these guys, read the contracts, get it in writing, and if they're promising you stuff, like I said, just have your phone on record. You'll have the whole thing recorded, and they can't say, oh, I didn't say that. Now, here's another horror story he has with this car. You know anything about these? They had a problem with the hood latches, with them flying open. So there was a recall. They had to fix it free, right? Simple fixing the latch, right? So the guy says, I'm bringing it in to get the latch fixed. I know it's simple. He waited in the waiting room. Well, an hour and a half later, he's still waiting, which, of course, doesn't take that to fix it. It's a very simple fix. But he looks, and there is his car up on the lift. And he told them, fix the latch. Don't touch anything else. Well, they got it up in the air. They got the wheels off. They're looking at the brakes and everything. And they're telling them how you need a brake job. And you need all this other work done. And you need a battery. Well, he'd already done the brakes, and as for the battery, he didn't trust them. So he went to like an AutoZone, and they tested and said, yeah, your battery's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. They're just trying to sell them stuff, and they do that to everybody. It doesn't matter that it's a free recall. They'll try to say, you need this, you need that, and they were making up stuff. Just making up stuff to try to sell them stuff. That's why, even though you're getting warranty work done for free, they're going to try to sell you the kitchen sink. That's how those guys work. So he did say to them, hey, don't do anything except fix the latch. There's the car up in the air, the wheels are off, right? They don't even listen to their own customers. The mechanics are told, find everything you can wrong with this car and see what we can sell this guy. As per usual, you can't trust him as far as you can throw him. So, if you do have warranty work done, my advice is explain this story. Then, when they try to pull something, you pull this out and say, look, don't try this crap on me, right? Probably do it beforehand. And then, maybe they'll probably still try to sell you stuff, but they shouldn't be dumb enough for saying, well, your battery's bad when there's absolutely nothing wrong with your battery, right? The battery's still here, it still starts the car. So, you gotta be very leery of these people. Now you know at least how to deal with them. The phone helps a lot. Now everybody knows I'm not a Nissan fan, but he is. Well, why is he? We'll go through this car and see what he got. I do have to say, for a while, the Altimas were absolute garbage. A few years after Renault bought out Nissan, the head gaskets were blowing on Altimas, the transmissions were going out. Now they do seem to be doing a better job than they used to, the last, 6, 7, 8 years. I do have to say that. They're not the absolute junk that they were making then. Baby's got 137,233 miles, and the engine doesn't burn any oil at all and sounds perfectly fine. So they've obviously fixed the engine problem. And this particular Altima does have a CVT transmission, but it's still working perfectly fine with that mileage on it. And it's got me, because I'm a sucker for black and chrome, right? A beautiful interior. Back seat's got a lot of room. Very comfortable seats. That's one of the reasons he likes this car. He uses it to deliver stuff, and he puts a lot of mileage on, and he likes the way it rides, and he likes that it handles racy enough, but it doesn't ride like a race car where you feel every bump. They're fun cars to drive. That's why he's got it. He spends a lot of time driving around. And it's a conventional car. It's a regular gasoline engine. It's not a hybrid or electric or anything. He gets the mid-20s in town. He gets over 30 on the highway. It's proven to be totally dependable. This is why I bought a second one. The first one got totaled in a wreck, and he liked it, so he went out and bought another one. So we start her up. Push button start. Roll the window down so nothing gets lost, like locking the keys in the car. All right, is this a rattle trap engine? No. It's still extremely quiet. Doesn't have too much vibration. AC, everything still works on it. It's a conservative noise. Doesn't sound like a lawnmower, but it doesn't sound like an obnoxious Ferrari either. It does have dual exhaust, and it has Nissan Pure Drive. Now, Pure Drive basically just means it's the whole system that they use in Nissans to get better gas mileage. And it's an entire system, and all cars don't have all parts of all of them. This particular one, for example, doesn't have the start-stop. It doesn't turn itself off to get better gas mileage. Now, in my book, that's a good thing, because I find them annoying. And if you know anything about machines, an internal combustion engine, when you start it up, the oil's in the bottom of the engine. It's got to pump it up to the top. 95% of the wear in your engine occur upon startups. So do you really want to, every time you come to a stop sign, have the engine turn itself off, turn itself on, over and over and over again? I don't like it. I'm kind of happy that this doesn't have it. Now, it turns out that this was a California car before he bought it. He didn't know it. Now he's happy. They don't rust in California like they do in Massachusetts, right? Well, that's part of the clean drive. It's set up for California emissions. You can see here. For sale only in states with California emission standard. And it's a 2.5 liter engine. And I like the fact that it's a 2.5 liter conventional engine. It's a good, strong engine. Nissan's been making 2.5 liter engines for a long time. And they got it pretty much down pat. They're all going, the newer ones, of course, are going for smaller sizes and turbos. This thing will last the longest. Plus, it strains the automatic transmission, or in this case, the CVT transmission. And the last thing you'd want is straining a notoriously weak CVT transmission. The more strain you put on it, the faster it's going to wear out. That's why Toyota has that CVT transmission, a hybrid. It has an actual first launch gear. So it launches on an actual gear that takes the biggest strain when you go from zero to moving. That's the biggest strain. Then once it gets moving, it goes from the launch gear into the Toyota CVT transmission. So there's so much less strain on the CVT transmission that it will last longer. I have yet to see any of these Toyota CVT transmissions with the launch gears break down from where I haven't seen any of them break at all yet. They obviously have hit the nail on the head there. This is a conventional CVT. It does not have a launch gear. Now we'll start it up, and really for an economy car, it's set up pretty nice. We'll put it in reverse, and sure, it's an economy car, so it's got a smaller screen. You can still see. I mean, it's blurry now because it's wet, because it's raining. Now he's modified it a bit. He put these cool little blue lights on it himself. Look at that, you can change it whatever color you want. They didn't have those things when I was young. Bumpy roads. It's not bad, like I said. It handles good. And it rides quite well for a car of its size. Nobody to the left of us, one person to the right, and here we go. You can feel the CVT transmission. They always have that little slippy, and they do rev a little bit higher, but hey, you just hope that it lasts in these with the jack going. So far, 137,000 miles, it still works perfectly fine. You're doing a corner in, no understeer, oversteer. It's really a fun little car to drive around. That's what Nissan was known for when they were making great cars. Little cars that really were fun to drive, had good pickup, and I do have to say, It's a lot quieter than my wife's Matrix. It's a relatively quiet car for a small car like this. I can see why he likes them. He drives around all day in the thing, and these seats are extremely comfortable. I feel like I'm sitting in somebody's lounge chair. So we're headed out to the countryside to check out the changing foliage here. It's starting to change. And I gotta say, it's a very comfortable little car. As far as I'm concerned, the engine is perfect. That 2.5 liter 4 is great. The CVT transmission, I'm still not a fan because they've had historical problems. And you do lose some acceleration with them. They just don't have the of an actual automatic transmission or the zing of a standard. One of these, if you put a standard in it would really haul. Check out the view. Gee, if I had a few more millions, maybe I'll buy one of these houses too. Nah, it's got temperature controlled heat AC that works fine. Yeah, it's got a small screen, but it's an economy car. You can upgrade any screen you want. Just like he upgraded the lights, you can upgrade that for $150, $200 if you want. Now, he loves the sound system, but as usual, I'm not turning it on, because if I turn it on, guess what? Then somebody will say they want to get money off of my video because I'm using their music, so I don't do that. But his father is a musician, and even he likes it. His mother has a Honda Civic, and his father doesn't like driving it because he said the stereo in it stinks. So he would rather drive this instead because he likes the sound. The only thing I don't like is the CVT because it is a Jatco. He's still got a year warranty on that warranty that they forced him to buy for $3 grand. So at least in the next year, he doesn't have to worry. Now, me, with the mileage it has on it, I would drive the heck out of it to try to break the transmission because then he'd get it fixed free. And that wouldn't be that bad of an idea because I've never seen one that had more than 148, 150,000 on it, Jatco, that didn't break on one of these front wheel drive Nissans. So maybe you can drive a little bit faster. Now, if it does break, they gotta replace the transmission, which will cost him just a little bit more than what he paid. It's generally around $4 grand, so hey, he paid $3 for the thing. What the heck? He'd make $1,000 on that deal. So I'm gonna tell him to drive it as hard as he can. But other than that, I just wish they made him with standard transmissions like they used to. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.